All right. All right. Hello, everybody. There we go. Looks like we're live. Good evening, everybody. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. Sorry for the slight delay. New computer system setup stuff is still giving me issues here and there. I think that I have not quite convinced Windows Defender that this game is not a threat to me. So, anyway, I hopefully have that fixed. We'll see. Hello, Roystorm / Green Family / whatever you want me to call you. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. All right, let's jump right back into it, shall we? Tonight, I'm going to be probably, in addition to whatever the game brings up, I'm probably going to be talking a little bit about Saint Storms. Sure, that sounds good. Do you mean ST isn't Saint Storms? Or, I assume that's how I'm meant to read that. Yes, Cat? Anyway. I'm probably going to be talking, in addition to whatever the game might bring up. We have plenty more stuff coming up. Oh, okay, gotcha. Storms. There you go. I might use storms or greens interchangeably. So I'm going to be, this week in class, going to be talking about all sorts of cases, because we're on to the ethical case analysis part of the semester, near the very end of our ethics class. And so the first thing I'm going to be doing tomorrow is we're going to be talking about the ethics of AI. In particular, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT and how that interacts with academic honesty, that sort of thing. In part because I have an assignment for class that has to do with that employs, I guess I should say, ChatGPT. I'm having them use ChatGPT or an equivalent if they prefer to basically to evaluate an ethical case. The kind of thing that they are also doing on their own. Basically, I'm going to have them tell the AI to do one of their assignments for them. Now, the actual assignment. The thing I'm grading them for is their assessment of how the AI did.
My mother would like to speak with me.
Okay.
I believe she has learned.
Revelio.
I'm hoping she may be easier on me if you.
So they're sort of further evaluating. They're further evaluating the AI. I'll get to that in a moment. If you remember, we found a dragon last time, so that was pretty cool. Actually, we found a few dragons. Wait a minute. Hold on. In the library, okay. So yeah, we're going to be talking about AI, especially in ChatGPT kind of thing. We're going to be talking about issues that raises, especially for academic honesty kind of stuff. Part of the reason for this is so that they have something to evaluate. Part of it is so that they become a little bit more familiar with the technology. I should turn down the game volume. I just realized I had it cranked way up because I was recording that other video. There, that should be fine. If it winds up being too quiet or too loud, just, yell at me in chat and I'll try and fix it. Anyway, though, the other reason, though, is so that they can get an idea of what the AI is capable of and how identifiable AI language generation is, so that they aren't tempted to use it for the rest of their assignments. Because if they can easily recognize the errors that the AI generates, they'll be far less tempted to use it for their own assignments, because if it does give correct answers, it gives very identifiable answers, and very often it gives just wrong answers. I have heard Elon trying to warn the government about AI, and I'm a little bit less skeptical of the technology than he is. Then again, he knows a lot about the technology, comparatively. So,
Professor Weasley asked me to.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration.
Yes, I am. Nice, Freya. he does know a bit more about the technology than I do, obviously, and so it could be this whole like the difference between a tech enthusiast whose life is just filled with technologies and the actual tech person who works in tech, who the most advanced piece of technology they have is a toaster, and they have a loaded gun ready to shoot it in case it gets any ideas, that kind of thing. And so I think Elon is more like the latter, while he's also developing implantable Neuralink technology. So there's that. But he's a man of perhaps some contradictions. That's all. Which we all are to an extent. Fascinating guy, but I think that he might go overboard with some of his AI fears, because I do think that that AI technology, as we are using it, large language model technology, is basically machine learning, is really interesting and has a lot of potential to it. But we do have to be very careful with it, just like any incredible new technology. Then again, we've had all sorts of incredible new technologies that could have wiped us out and have not wiped us out. So we've got a good track record as a species, at least so far. That's something, at least. Right, so yeah. Also, I'm not under the delusion that it's actually intelligent, that it's sapient, that it's self-aware, because it's clearly not. It's a magic trick. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the things that I'm wanting to talk about this week. So it should be a fun one. I also am going to bring up issues having to do with plagiarism, in terms of academic honesty, and then the difference between plagiarism and intellectual property, and the accusation that especially visual, like things like Stable Diffusion and what's the other one? Midjourney, the visual ones, that they steal art, which the concept of stealing art in a digital context is rather silly, and so that's rather nonsensical. And then also the difference between sort of copyright infringement versus plagiarism, that are these are radically different ethical considerations. So that'll be something worth talking about as well. And then we'll also talk about things like the programming blocks that most of the standard AI software has. So like things like ChatGPT, you cannot, under any circumstances, get it to do or to say certain things. Like it has hard blocks hardwired into the programming to stop it. And another philosopher named Jason Brennan, he's at Georgetown, I think, who I interact with a bit, mostly on social media. He's experimented with this near the beginning of this year, if I recall, looking at what kinds of issues, like ethical issues, deliberative, prudential issues, this raises for the AI, because its hard blocks on certain things. It's very similar to a very strict but idiosyncratic version of deontology, where if you have these really strict negative precepts, they will inevitably distort your ability to think clearly about ethical issues. So again, he basically convinced the AI, or got the AI to say that, like, the direct intentional extermination of the entire human race was preferable to uttering a racial slur under contexts that respect the use mentioned distinction and no one will hear it. Things like that. Like, that's troubling. That's very troubling. Storms asks if I've played God of War Ragnarok. I have not. I don't have a PlayStation. I have never been a Sony guy. I've heard some really good things, and I've heard some really bad things about God of War Ragnarok. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I've never been that into the God of War series in general. Again, because I've never been a Sony guy, so I never really got into it. So yeah, I don't know. I know that there is a lot of controversy in the internet circles that I run in about, especially the critique of Ragnarok from Synthetic Man, a channel that I often think is pretty good. And he points out all sorts of gameplay issues, the very cinematic nature of the game, the very you just press X to play the game kind of issues that arise when you're not in combat. With QuickTime events, with disguised loading screens, with travel sequences, that sort of thing. And then also some of the very strangely woke aspects of it, the cringiness of what was it, Freya, right? I think there's some real cringe in there. But there are apparently some good aspects of the game. The relationship between Kratos and Atreus, for example, is from what I can tell, pretty good. Things like that. So there's some good, there's some bad. Mixed bag from what I've heard. Again, I have no firsthand experience that I can't really judge particularly from my own perspective on the matter. I might enjoy it if I get around to playing it. Who knows? I have been playing Starfield, which my upgraded rig can actually handle now. And that's actually another one that Synthetic Man criticized to no end. And I can see a lot of where his criticisms are find their marks. Like the random NPC generation is just atrocious. All humans, by the way, there are no aliens in the game. It's all humans, and they don't look human, really. Because I'm pretty sure most of the NPCs are generated through something like just setting the bars on the character creator to random. And so you get some really, really bizarre facial structures in there. So yeah. So there's that. That's one of the things that he points out, and also there's some weird writing stuff. It's very 2023 California, in terms of the tone, in terms of the dialogue, the way that the characters interact with each other, that kind of thing. Which is weird for a futuristic, very NASA punk kind of game. I would have wanted or expected something more Mass Effect in terms of tone. First being Herodiana, if I remember right. But otherwise, I do think that it really fits the Skyrim mold of addicting gameplay. And it also fits the Skyrim mold of why is fast travel so easy and so completely impossible if you're encumbered. To hell with encumbrancy. Anyway, I could just mod it out of the game, but I won't. Endless frustration. That's part of the fun.
Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humour me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Oh.
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge
Look what I
is
found.
trivial.
This is
Hence,
Angel.
I
She
have
says hello.
created a small quiz.
You
Just
caused
for fun,
problems and now
focusing
she's
mainly
caught.
on the law
Now
of
she's
the
leaving.
wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter
Okay,
how
see
many
ya.
times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do.
This is such a Ravenclaw
Sure, you're
thing.
interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest
She's the one. No.
questions.
She's the one who played Gobstones. But yeah, fine, whatever.
If that's the only way I can convince you to give me that book, then let's get it over with.
Splendid. Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
This actually comes up in the game a little bit. It's the Snidget. This is, by the way, actual trivia stuff that is answered in some of the third-party material. Not the third-party, the first-party material, the stuff that Rowling has actually published, and not just her random tweets and stuff. This is actually in there's a book that was published on Quidditch, and then there's the Magical Beasts one, the Care for Magical Creatures book, and a couple of others that are sort of supplementary material, if you will, to the actual books and movies. But yeah, all of the stuff in her quiz is actually established lore, if you will. By the way, I should mention I'm drinking tonight first of all a Guinness in my Pints with Aquinas beer stein, which if you would like one of these, I have no affiliation with Pints with Aquinas. I just think they're great. I think Matt Fradd is great and he does great work, especially his older stuff. Like the founding premise of Pints with Aquinas, which is just have a pint, go through a mystifying passage of Aquinas and try and understand it. That whole premise was absolutely excellent. He's turned a little bit more into the Catholic Joe Rogan, which is still great, but I wish he did a separate, like maybe separate, maybe he just does it sometimes, but like a Pints with Aquinas classic or something. Anyway, this is the Patreon thing, so if you want, it's a very nice beer stein, glorious, beautiful, nice etched and all that. And given the season, a nice glass of eggnog. I love eggnog season. I love eggnog season.
The Golden Snidget.
Correct! The Snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which
Ought to be.
potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
Felix Felicis. I actually have some.
Felix Felicis.
Well done. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions.
Naturally.
The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
The Deathly Hallows. This is straight from the books. Both of these last two are straight from the books.
The Deathly Hallows.
Correct. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
The quaffle, right?
The Quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
Not supposed to. I think it kind of can, but I know it's not supposed to.
False.
Correct. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now.
Thanks,
If you're
Sophronia.
inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
I think there is a, let's go for it. I think there's an actual reward to this, at least I think.
What
So let's
governmental
go for it.
body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic?
Oh, God. Order of Merlin is not an organization. Is it the Wizards Council? Is it the Wizards Council? The Order of Merlin is an award. It's like a medal kind of thing. I don't think it's the International Confederation. That sounds too modern. I think it's the Wizards Council.
The Wizards Council.
That's correct.
Okay, got
The
it.
Wizards
Yeah, there we go.
Council disbanded in 1707 after the creation of the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
The Antipodian Opali? I think it's the first one. I mean, Storms, if you want to help me out here, feel free. I think it's the Opali. But it might be the Viper Tooth. I know it's not the Ukrainian Ironbelly. Oh, Cat, what are you doing? Oh, is it the Viper Tooth? Okay.
The Peruvian Viper Tooth.
Brilliant!
Okay.
Though the Viper Tooth
Yeah.
is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs.
I was
Who
expecting...
founded the village of Hogsmeade?
Clag? No, it was Hengist. It was Hengist of Woodcroft. I'm pretty sure. I was expecting there to be one that was like, there's a dragon that's like, it's like this. It's like a pseudo dragon, like a D&D pseudo dragon kind of thing. But I guess not. The smallest true dragon is still 15 feet long. I think it was Hengist of Woodcroft. Right? Elfrida Clag is a very familiar name. That one rings a bell. But I don't think that whoever it was associated with Hogsmeade. Do you know? I mean, I'm relying on you here. I would have gotten the dragon one wrong, so maybe I should go with Clag. Because I thought it was Hengist. Yeah, I was probably wrong. Yeah. Woodcraft. No, I think it was Elfrida Clegg. I'm gonna go with it. I'm going with it. I'm going contrary to my instincts. Let's go.
Elfrida Clegg.
No, the answer was Hengist of Woodcroft. It is believed that Hengist used the Three Broomsticks Inn as his home.
Well,
The Hide
yeah.
Behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
Hide behind. A demiguise. That one I know. Oh, you're in boss battle. I mean, hey, I have no right to rely on you for this.
A demiguise.
Yes!
That one I knew.
While the Hide Behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair.
Neat.
What is the only spell known to repel a letherfold?
Letherfold. Is it the Patronus charm? I want to say it's the Patronus. It was either Patronus or Knockback Jinx, but I think it's a Patronus because a Letherfold, if I remember right, is basically a proto-Dementor. Dementors were bred from or derived from Letherfold. Letherfolds are like the naturally occurring version, if I remember this right. Yeah, let's go with it.
The Patronus charm.
Well done.
Yeah.
The only known survivor of a Letherfold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration?
Ooh. Laverde Montmorency. Oh, no. I think it's Laverde Montmorency. Might have been Gamp. No, Gamp's Law. Yeah, no, it's Gamp. It's Gamp. Gamp's Law, right? I'm pretty sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Correct. In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco Dormiens Nunquam Titilandus. Which magical creature
Which seems
is
weird
the
for a
only
school,
one known to produce
honestly.
eggs through its mouth?
Ashwinder, I think. Yeah, that's that is an odd. Now that I think about it, that is a really. I love the phrase "never tickle a sleeping dragon." That's delightful, but it's a little odd for a school, which you would think has a propensity to not let sleeping dogs lie, right? To curiosity and perhaps even the vice of curiosity. But I suppose it is a sort of warning for those Ravenclaws to stop tickling that dragon of forbidden knowledge. I think it's the Ashwinder.
The Ashwinder.
That's incorrect.
Oh!
The correct answer was the rune's paw. According to Parselmouths, each of the rune's paw's 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located?
Oh, it's Mount Greylock. Because it's in Canada. Roughly. I forget if it's Canada per se, but
Mount Greylock.
Well done!
that's also where
The
Soren's
American
mom went.
School
So
was founded in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre and James Stewart. What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind?
crap. Emertentia, I think.
Amatentia.
That's the answer. Amatentia smells
Sorry for my
different to
classical
every person,
pronunciation.
according to what they find attractive, such as dusty book covers or...
Ah, yes, the
Are you
Ravenclaw smell.
interested in continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions.
Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Do I get, like... I failed. Because I got 2 questions wrong. I mean, I might have still passed. But yeah, let's go for it.
Give me your worst.
Wonderful. I do admire your
That's it.
thirst for knowledge. Emmerich the Evil was killed in a duel against whom?
Egbert the Egregious, right?
Egbert the Egregious.
That's right.
Yeah.
Emmerich gained notoriety for terrorizing villages in the south of England during the Middle Ages, when he was the master of the Elder Wand. If a chaser keeps their hand on the quaffle as it goes through the goal, what foul are they committing?
Oh, haversacking. Think.
Haversacking.
That's right.
Okay.
Blatching is flying to intentionally collide with a player.
Okay.
Stooging is when two chasers knock the other team's keeper away from the goals so that a third chaser can score.
Huh.
A bite from a mackled malaclaw has the unusual side effect of causing what?
Bad luck, right?
Bad luck.
Correct!
Yeah.
Native to the European coastline, the effects of a malaclaw's bite can last up to a week.
Very cool.
What plant
I love
excretes
that.
stink sap?
I really love that. That's such a good... Oh, man. That's such a good idea for a D&D monster. Basically, you're afflicted with a curse that causes bad luck. It's basically the opposite of portent. So, portent... Basically, it would be the opposite of... Well, it could be the opposite of the lucky feat if the DM really wants to be a dick. Like, force you to reroll stuff. Or it could be the, like, portent spell. Like the portent divination wizard class ability, where you roll a couple of d20s at the beginning of the adventuring day, and you can choose to use one when you want to guarantee what a roll is, but instead the DM rolls them in advance, and they can say, no, that roll was a 1, or no, that roll was an 18 on your useless skill check that they called for, that kind of thing. That might be an interesting... That could make a really interesting D&D monster. Think about that. Gotta think about that. Mimblus Mimbletonia, right?
Mimblus Mimbletonia.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Mimblus Mimbletonia plant secretes stink sap as a defensive mechanism when touched. The Pepper Up potion evolved from a remedy created by which 12th century wizard?
Oof, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with Linfred. Why not?
Linford of Stinchcombe.
Very good.
Yeah, hey, look at that.
Centuries
Good
later,
guess.
Glover
Good guess.
Hepworth would expand on Linfred's previous work to create the Pepper Up potion we know today.
I don't know it
In
today,
the
but
Wizard
okay.
and the Hopping Pot, what does the elder wizard leave for his son in the Hopping Pot?
Oh gosh, I've read this. I've read this story. It's from Tales of Beetle. It's Tales of Beetle the Bard. I think it's a slipper. Right? Yeah,
A
right?
single slipper.
That's correct.
Yeah. I forget
The story
why.
was created by Beetle the Bard, but there are a few versions. I won't spoil what the slipper was for if you haven't read it recently.
I should read it.
Snallygaster
I should read it
is
again.
native to which region of the world?
No, it's in my other book, on my other bookshelves. Out of my office. Yeah. Snallygaster is the Amazon rainforest? Snallygaster sounds... Well, they're not around here. They're not in this game. I assume if they were native to the Scottish Highlands, we would see them in the game. So, I'm gonna go with the rainforest.
The Amazon
Probably wrong.
rainforest.
No, the answer was
North
North America.
Damn,
Part
Soren should know
bird,
that.
Part reptile is a distant relative of the Occamy and has serrated fangs and a bulletproof hide. Who is the muggle
Soren should
knight
definitely know that.
featured in the Fountain of Fair Fortune?
Oh. Sir Luckless, right?
Sir Luckless.
Correct!
Yeah.
The 3 witches in the story are named Asha, Altheda, and Amata. Oh, I adore a story.
That one's
ends
a-
with a twist.
That's another
World's largest
one of the
kelpie
Tales of
is
Beetle the Bard,
also
isn't
known
it?
by what other name?
Oh, the Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Correct. The Office of Misinformation has worked diligently to discredit any Muggle evidence
love
of
it.
the Kelpie's existence. Who was the first Minister for Magic?
Ooh, Cadmus Peveril, I think.
Cadmus Peveril.
No.
Damn.
The first Minister was Ulick Gamp.
Damn.
Gamp's greatest legacy was the founding of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. It outlawed the unforgivable curses.
Oh, wow.
You've answered all of my questions. It's nice to know there's another
The
student who
unforgivable curses were
appreciates the value of
only
knowledge.
outlawed in
You
1707.
should be pleased with your performance.
Oh.
Not many students would
Interesting.
have done so well. Thank you for humoring me by participating. I had a splendid time. I
Okay.
put the book back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio. Revelio ought to make quick work of this.
I got some potions for that. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's go learn
These
the
cards are
Transfiguration
complete.
spell.
Should attend Transfiguration.
I need to get down. Can I just leap? No, I can't leap. Okay, I can't jump far enough. Darn. Okay. Stairs it is, like a boring person. Or Muggle uses stairs. How do we get out of here? There we go. Oh! What was that? I heard that.
Glacius.
Damn it, missed. There we go. Ooh!
You fight like the Englishman you are.
Excuse me.
Do you Haggis call this sword play?
Okay. Yeah, that's normal. You guys have fun. Yes. Oh. Where are you going? Show me the way. Aha! Yes. Here, let's do this. Oh, there we go. I'm getting better at that. I'm getting much better at that. All right, cool. Got a token. Okay, now let's get out of here. All right. I do very much love the Transfiguration curse. Is it a curse or spell or jinx or whatever it is? I don't know. It's really cool. I love it. Especially once you upgrade it to turn people into explosives. It's delightful.
Revelio.
Deeply unsettling. The fact that that exists is horrific, but
Professor Weasley
very cool.
transfigured the book with all her test answers into an owl to stop
Ah,
students from
here we go.
cheating.
Hey, you were right.
Settle down, settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted.
What's with the deputy headmistress teaching Transfiguration? Is that a
If you
trend?
can just perceive the potential within it, as I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Yet what sorts of things I can target with this spell? Neat.
Beautifully done.
I'm gonna have to set up a new set of spells. Or I'm just going to replace Arresto Momentum, because I don't ever actually use Arresto Momentum. This is just better. I mean, it's not purely strictly better, but it is better. Spells. Better transformation. I need to save some for these two. But after that, I will be probably doing the Diffindo one, because I like the Diffindo one. Maybe the Leviosa one. Leviosa's nice too. All right, what do we got here? What's new? Ooh, a new top hat. I actually kind of dig that. It's not as good, but I actually kind of like it aesthetically. That's actually surprisingly nice. I don't know. What do we think here? These alphabetical. I don't know. Is the top hat? No, honestly, no. I still like the bowler. Still like the bowler. Yeah, no, it's nice and serious and professional, which is very, very Soren. Yeah, let's stick with it. Okay, so we got to talk to Professor Weasley.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed, and frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making excellent use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. Deke tells me you captured a unicorn and brought it back to the Room of Requirement.
At least one,
Protecting
yes.
So rare a beast is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say
No
I'm
Phoenix yet.
especially
That's coming.
impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities.
Whatever do you
Were your
mean?
meetings with Professor Black's house elf and exploration of various caves down by the lake connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Oh, no, of course not. What are you
Not
talking
at all. I was, intrigued by stories of a giant squid and wanted to learn more. I encountered Scrope, who seemed delighted to share what he knew.
I see.
That was a long
I
time
admire
ago.
your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams.
Okay.
Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
I mean, yeah, I caught a unicorn. That's pretty great. Oh, oh, turn it into an explosive. Just gotta dig it. Gotta dig it.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest.
Wait.
I'll explain.
Can I?
My
Nope,
plan
I
with
can't.
The helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks
Oh.
gobbledygook.
I remember our meet mentioning something about
No.
gobbledygook.
Ah! Ah!
Defender!
I love this.
Confringo!
Oh, I'm melting it. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that's terrible. Why would I do that? Can I reparo it?
Reparo.
Nope, I can't. Darn. Somebody's gonna have to remake it, aren't they? Well, it's a shame. That's a shame. Why ever would I do that? Okay, top of the class. Top of the class cloak. That's actually pretty cool. All right, let's see. What do we got? Turns to Overlook Mine for Hogsfield. Yeah, let's go do the Sebastian quest because I want to get Imperio. I really want to get Imperio. Then we're gonna do these other companion ones before we go do the Gobbledygook one. All right. Wee. Okay. I gotta go around Hogsmeade though. Oh, wait. What? Phoenix, I am so confused. Whose birthday what? Whose birthday? I'm so confused. I mean, happy birthday to whoever you're yelling about, but I don't think it's me. Incidentally, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. This is also giving away my age and birth date, if I should do that publicly online, but whatever.
These rocks have seen better days.
I not only share a birthday with Harry Potter, but I also, my birthday to the year is the same day that Harry found out he was a wizard in the first book. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, so no, I just have to wait. Okay, no, I should have to wait for Sebastian to go in here. Wait, what happy wizard birthday are you talking about? It's not my birthday is Harry Potter's birthday. It's July 31st.
Plan is getting worse.
It's not today.
If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it.
But
requesting your help.
Why?
Meet me outside Feldcroft near the catacomb.
Why? What? Excuse me. Why did you send me an owl? We are literally meeting face to face, Sebastian. What are you doing?
I came
What are you doing,
as
my
soon as
dude?
I could. I'd been so distracted by the scriptorium and Slytherin's book
Alright, fine.
that I'd
Well,
almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it. That's incredible. You know this area well. And while I was waiting,
I guess we'll do this
I
first, and then we'll
scouted
go
around and discovered
help him
an
down at
abandoned
Feldcroft
mine
next.
nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists. Do you think there's a connection to the triptych? I
Probably.
have no idea. But perhaps they're searching.
There tends to be.
The way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this? We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies. Very well.
Whoa!
And I still have that
Brutal.
rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that
This
symbol
YouTube
again.
series called Potter Puppet Pal. Oh, Potter Puppet. Oh my
After you.
god! I have not thought of Potter Puppet Pals in like 15 years or more. But now I should go
There
watch
they
it
are
all
up
again.
ahead.
Everyone
I'll let
should
you
go
lead.
watch it all again. Absolutely. Like everybody should go watch Potter Puppet Pals. It's delightful. Boom.
Easily dive. Accio. Incendio.
Okay. I have too many Wiggenweld potions. So that's fine. Not a bad thing. We'll bury them in the ground. Yeah, that's very Slytherin. That's super dark. I mean, I don't know. You could make an argument that that's a very Gryffindor kind of thing too. You could definitely argue that that's a Gryffindor sort of thing. I mean, Slytherins are very, very underhand and connivey, whereas if you're going to be an evil Gryffindor, you're very just blood for the blood god. You know, that's a very Gryffindor sort of attitude. I could see Slytherins just sort of sneaking around and subtly just knocking people out, but Gryffindor, if you go violent or if you go evil as a Gryffindor, you're just like murder hobo. Gryffindor party more Hufflepuff wizard stuff. Ravenclaw, hell nah. Pretty sure that's everybody.
This is going well.
I mean,
We
look,
make a good team.
Hufflepuff.
We do at that.
I know Hufflepuff
Once
have the
again,
reputation
fight
for
our way
being
through,
the
all be discreet. You know
for
which
being
one I
the
choose? We
the
can
sort
find
of
an alternate route
extra
up ahead.
house.
Sneaking around has its appeal.
I feel as though you won't get away with that.
I will make you pay. Accio. And the fun is over. Fun is a relative term.
Well, there we go.
It is. Revelio. And that was relatively fun.
Oh no, I'm full. Oh no, I can't just leave either. I have to delete some stuff. I have to throw some stuff out. Darn it! I should have sold stuff out in between streams. My bad. My bad. We'll delete some common loot. Yeah, I mean, Hufflepuff has, like I said, that reputation for being the like the where everybody else goes house, people who aren't fun and interesting. Or the From Potter Puppet Pals. Is it From Potter Puppet Pals where they get the reputation for being finders? Is that the thing? I don't remember. In any case, though, right? It is actually like
Revelio.
Hufflepuff does have traits. It's loyalty and friendship, which are very Aristotelian virtues, like honestly more so than ambition. So yeah, I think that Hufflepuff gets a bad reputation. And that's not just because I'm married to one.
Rumor is this mine was closed long ago due
I mean,
to an infestation of spiders.
Oh come on, really?
Nice. Nothing I haven't seen before.
Man.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, I can tell. They're spiders, all right. Yeah, that looks spidery.
Revelio.
But yeah, it's I will say it is partially because I married a Hufflepuff. But also that did give me a reason to look a little bit more carefully at, and a little bit more seriously at what the hell Hufflepuff actually stands for. And it actually does stand for something. It's not just the bonus house or the leftovers or the boring people or the people who aren't brave enough for Gryffindor, aren't smart enough for Ravenclaw, and aren't evil enough for Slytherin. Gotcha.
This mine looks like a tomb. It was closed after accidents were reported. Now I see why.
Accidents or spiders?
Incendio.
Those are different things, you know. Phoenix says, I'm also married to Hufflepuff. All the real homies know how great Hufflepuff wife is. It's very true. Very true. Love, friendship, and loyalty. All of that. Yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't... See, that's the thing. Even if you don't, like... Even if you don't admire Hufflepuff... admire Hufflepuff virtues in terms of, like, wanting to be a Hufflepuff, you definitely admire Hufflepuff virtues in terms of wanting to be around and be friends with Hufflepuffs. This is a problem.
Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want.
Yeah, I gotta go through there, but I'm gonna go through here first.
Incendio.
Okay, those spiders are immune to fire. That's abnormal. But yeah, in terms of houses, I am very much a Ravenclaw, which makes sense given that I am a mild-mannered academic with a propensity towards the vice of curiosity that I try desperately to compensate for and to avoid. But
it's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps. Defender. The hairy legs, or the soulless eyes, or the venomous fangs, or any.
Oh man, they did not animate that well. That is just like 2 frames per second webbing. Honestly, not that spiderwebs need to be that well animated, but the fact remains that is not well animated.
Revelio.
Because you're not going to pay attention to that unless you happen to. 420 IQ philosopher is a Ravenclaw. That's not surprising. No, it's not. Like I didn't say that. I didn't say I was being in any way original or creative, but point stands.
Bombarda.
Skaboom. Can I blow up the bridge? Nope. Okay. Darn. Yeah, who would have ever thought that? I mean, listen, my IQ is not 420.
Should have thought to
So
stairs.
I'm just gonna go ahead and be a little bit autistic about it. No, that's not how IQ works, guys. It doesn't go that high. Last time I've tested it, like with like the Mensa test kind of stuff, I do have a technically genius level IQ, but it's right on the edge. So I'm not. I like to say I'm not like. I'm not too smart to be practically functional.
Incendio. That bridge has seen better days.
At least I mean, not most of the time. Sometimes I am. I like to say very truly that I am. I'm you know, literally certifiably a genius, but I'm also kind of retarded sometimes. You know, as we all are. I think. If we want to put it in. If we want to put it in you know, philosophical, like classical Greek philosophical terms. Oh hey, spiders, they're coming. What are you? Why are you glowing weird? Squeesh! Love it.
We've rid the world of another spider. I should sleep better tonight.
But yeah, the way I like to put it in terms of like Greek philosophical terms, I have far more Sophia than Phronesis. That's the other one. I have a great deal of theoretical wisdom, but not very much practical wisdom. If we want to put it in, say, D&D stat terms, I am high intelligence, low wisdom. If I actually were to just sort of stat myself out in terms of D&D, practically speaking, I'm either like in terms of like 5th edition character classes, I'm either just a lore bard, so a bard with weirdly high intelligence because I have those knowledge skills, or alternatively, I'm a weird and inefficient cross class between bard and wizard. Because I've got the intelligence, because I'm a clever guy, you know, being a philosopher and all that. Yeah, you were off a ways, you know, and it's not 420. Technically, IQ, I think, because it scales something like quadratically, but I'm not actually sure. I think it caps out at like, what, maybe 170 or something like that? I don't know exactly. Yeah, I got int and charisma. Yeah, for sure. The charisma is not like naturally occurring, I don't think. Maybe kind of. Maybe to a degree, I guess. I don't know. But realistically, the charisma is from practice because I've taught for a long time. So I'm a good idea communicator. And I've studied rhetoric to some degree. I studied logic more than rhetoric, but I've studied rhetoric to some degree.
would be proud.
Yeah.
Ramrock's loyalists have all but declared war.
Extreme danger. Yeah, I noticed.
Confringo.
Huh. What's on the list then? So yeah, a lot of my sort of natural charisma is not natural per se. It is it's from practice. And also, I mean, that's part of why I do these streams, is to practice for talking more, for communicating ideas and all that. And just sort of practice so that I can talk for extended periods of time about stuff. I'd like to say talk for extended periods of time without getting distracted, but we all know that's not true. Anyone who has watched my streams for any length of time knows that that is not how things work. Or who has been in a classroom with me knows that that is not how things work. I do not talk for any length of time without getting distracted. Okay, so IQ can go up to 200. You can go higher, but 200 is basically the limit. Once you hit 200, you're able to understand metaphysics. I would say you can intuitively grasp metaphysics, which is not something that ordinary humans are capable of.
Revelio.
Almost anyone can, in principle, understand metaphysics. The trouble is having an intuitive grasp, which most people don't. And most people don't have anything like an intuitive grasp with metaphysics, so trust me, I try desperately. Teaching metaphysics is very difficult, and if
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from our
if people were able to just sort of instinctively grasp it, then
we have another fight on our hands.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be out of a job, but actually, I don't know. My job would probably just be easier. How about that?
We're not finished yet. Defender.
It's almost as if they were waiting.
Crucio.
That's felt my attention.
Oh yeah, you like that one, don't you? Whoa, Jesus! There's another one.
Bombarda.
Ow!
Incendio. Defender. Levioso.
Certainly cleared the room.
I don't know
think
why
that's all of them.
Gryffindors get credit for bravery. These Slytherins are teeming with it.
And we're much more fun to fight with.
I mean, you've got a point. Oh, gosh. I am also, yes, to be fair, I'm kind of practicing not getting distracted. I'm just really, really bad at it. Let me see. Get rid of that. I'm going to start having to get rid of blues next. Once I don't have any more greens to get rid of. And I have almost no more greens to get rid of. I'm going to have to get rid of twos. Means when I distract with Happy Hogwarts birthday, it's helping me practice. Yeah, absolutely. What? Oh, it's a waking up. I'm dumb. I didn't read.
Revelio.
I should read, you know. Especially being an academic, I really should read things. Whatever.
We can
It's
have a
fine.
look around in peace.
You say that, but ooh, it's getting windy in my office.
Incendio.
Because I have the window open, because it's very nice out. Like 60-ish.
Revelio.
No, it's probably not that. No, it's only 67, but it's still nice. It's still nice, don't get me wrong. Still fairly delightful.
Wingardium Leviosa.
But yes, I could, in fact, try not to get distracted, but I'm ferocious at it. Even in the classroom context, right? If you've watched any of my my lectures, you know that I wander wildly off topic all the time. Oh gosh, yeah, no, you're right. Actually, you're absolutely right.
Always seem to be in the way.
Phoenix says I'd better not say you have 420 IQ too many times, otherwise Stefan Molyneux will hunt me down and correct me. Yeah, that's very fitting with his reputation.
Confringo.
There we
I
go.
wasn't expecting that.
Really? I mean, no, you don't actually get the whole ancient magic thing, so fair enough. I don't know. Were you one of the very, very few people who actually understood my thumbnail about the video about arguments? Like, think back. This was near the beginning of the semester, so it must have been like September. I put out a classroom lecture where it was Stefan Molyneux, his head on the Monty Python Silly Walk, saying not an argument, because it was a video. It was from one of my logic lectures about what makes an argument and what doesn't. Referring to the I use the Monty Python's Argument Clinic as a sort of set of examples there. It was that one. Were you one of the very, very... Yeah, you did. Okay. Very few people got that. That is a very niche combination of jokes. The world floated back to me as if in a watery haze. How long had I been unconscious? I only remember his eyes, empty of sorrow, yes, but also I recall feeling a sense of euphoria as I watched the pain vanish. But then everything started to turn. When I fell, I must have hit my head. I neither feel nor see a mark, but the pain is throbbing. I can hope it is not the Black Death.
Spiderwebs. What do you have there?
What?
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this mystery.
There's a door.
Another passageway.
Yeah, that's
We should
that
search the
mirror
room
thing.
first.
Yeah, let's look around a little bit.
Sebastian, I think
Oh.
I found something.
The triptych piece. There we go.
Canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all.
Nope, that
Still.
didn't work.
Something about this place feels odd.
You are right. All the runes scratched all over are a little bit strange. Is that all, though? Is there nothing else here? Well, that definitely leads back to the Undercroft, but... What am I missing? What in the world am I missing?
Revelio.
I mean, I missed some chests up there, but that can't be why it's not letting me progress. I'm confused. Revelio is not helping. Maybe I should talk to you.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
Hence the diary.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham?
Well, there you go.
I haven't heard his name before.
Here's some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
He was the
This is all
headmaster,
rather
right?
baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there.
Okay.
This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the...
Yeah, let's go. Wait, can I take him through with me? Can I take Sebastian through with me? Phoenix says, Stefan Molyneux be like, society is crumbling, and there are two possible reasons. One, we disobeyed the laws gods gave us, or racial differences in IQ. And since I am an atheist, I can't do a very good Stefan Molyneux. You'll have to forgive that. Not that I really want to. He's got a very strange accent. I mean, I know it is South African, but it's pretty unique in exactly what it is.
Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
Oh, great. Great.
I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Marenweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Yeah, not yet.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock.
Combination of Irish, South African, and Canadian. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Who is that?
I'm not going to tell Sebastian that I'm playing friends with a goblin. He doesn't like them.
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone.
A goblin? Tell me I'm wrong. You know goblins cursed
No,
my
you're
sister to
not.
shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins.
You said the thing!
Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian.
Oh
I
no, he
haven't.
said the thing!
You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
Not all goblins, though.
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying.
But seriously, though, it's not all goblins. It is, in fact,
Unbelievable.
it's an ideological subset of goblins that is responsible for all of these horrific problems. And yes, you can do a parallel with Judaism if you really, really want. Again, the goblins are not a Jew stand-in, as a lot of people accuse them of being. They are a Marxism stand-in. The problem is that a lot of modern leftists will equate Judaism and Marxism. So there's your problem. Love me Slytherinite goblins. Simple as. Hashtag not all goblins is liberal Gryffindor propaganda. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's also the whole, like... It's also hilariously similar to I'm reminded of Hermione's spew, the house elf thingy. Society for the Protection of Elven... I don't know. W. I forget what it was. Elven Wibbities. Alright, let's go meet Sebastian elsewhere. But first, we'll go to the Room of Requirement to identify stuff. Then we will go to Hogsmeade to sell some stuff. Then we will travel all the way down to Feldcroft. How's about that? Oh, and let's go play with our critters too. Let's do that. Ooh. Time to tire. I think I am committed to just orange stuff, though. Because level 3 traits. Oh, that was my previous upgrade one. Oh, that's better, but it's only a little better. I'm not going to bother with it. A little minor improvement. I'm going to go check out all my critters, though. Hey, get back here. All right, everyone's getting brushy brushies. Okay. Whoopers. Nope. Nope. Why aren't you eating? Oh, you're getting food. Got it. There we go. Oh, darn it. Wrong thingy. Where are they? There you go. What we got? Yo, come here. Then, you, come here. Then, should we make a... I'm gonna make a breeding pen in here. I haven't done that yet. Breeding pen. Put it right there-ish. Not inside playable space? What does that even mean? Okay. There. That'll do. Alright, who do we want to breed? Better question. What do I already have? Whoopers. Could breed more whoopers. I don't have any shinies. Yeah, let's breed some more Fwoopers. Can't breed unicorns yet. I only have the one. That's okay. Phoenix says, it's a bad week to be a Catholic on Twitter. The Strickland debacle is all that anyone's talking about. Yeah, true. I don't know. Do you want to hear my thoughts on the matter? Because I have a few, but they're really fence-sitting, middle-of-the-road, boring thoughts, but they're thoughts. Basically, I think that, so in short, I know I asked if you wanted to hear, and then I'm just going to talk anyway, but, you know, whatever, you can deal with it. That's why you're here. I think that Strickland was excellent a year or two ago, but has gone in the wrong direction since. More than anything, he was excellent on things like the, hold on. Excuse me. I'm glad I muted. That was violent. Oh, they're coming over! I love them. I love them. They're so wonderful. Alright, who am I missing? Here's a dare call. Wait, is that... That's only 3 species. I can fit more in here, but I don't have any more Pokemon to put in here. I'm going to go ahead and make a breeding pen, and I'm going to breed us some... Hippogriffs. I can do that, right? Yeah, I can in fact breed Caligo and Highway. Nice. But yeah, it's like I said, I think that that Strickland was great, especially in the realm of like COVID stuff. He was excellent. The problem is what everyone has been pointing out as painfully obvious, that he then went on to not just criticize Pope Francis, but to blatantly accuse him of not just heresy, but of rank heresy to the point of no longer being Pope, basically. He accused Francis of being an anti-Pope, which is, that's a few bridges too far, if you ask me. It's at that point when you basically are, I can't quite say ceasing to be Catholic, because that's not how that works. Because it's not formally apostasy exactly, but it's if it isn't the sin of schism, it is at least the sin of scandal to a grave degree. So yeah, I do think that he done goofed. He went too far and did the wrong thing, and you know, play Protestant games, win Protestant prizes. He got removed as a bishop, or sorry, he got removed from his diocese. Technically, again, it's best we are as precise as possible. It was a baby Niffler. I love it. It's a baby Thestral. It's a little Thestral foal. I love it. Maybe I just love baby animals. That could be it. Yeah, play Protestant games, win Protestant prizes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of his arguments are very Protestant in nature too. The idea that the Pope is not just committing, but teaching and promulgating heresy, that's a very Protestant notion, and it's honestly, it's an argument. It's a very common Protestant argument and Orthodox argument to some degree, but a Protestant argument against the papacy in as such. Right? So it's not just wrong. It's ironic in a way. There's a delicious irony to Bishop Strickland in his attempts at being the most Catholic of the Catholics, winds up basically falling into Protestantism, into at least Protestant errors. Which is ironic, but also it's deeply sad. Deeply sad. Yeah. It's written into the catechism, talk shit, get hit. Yeah. I think it's in there. I think I remember reading that. Oh gosh. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very serious problem. And okay, there is another factor here that is worth considering. Need a phoenix feather, really? 1, 2. 1, 2. It's upgraded, okay. Do I have a better version of cruelty? No. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, Protestant horseshoe theory. Yeah. You get so based, you go cringe. It's the other way of putting it. Let's go to Hogsmeade to sell some stuff off while I continue. The other element, though, to this that I don't want to neglect is that there is a certain disappointment, a perfectly licit disappointment, real serious disappointment among more trad-leaning folks, which I would call myself relatively traditional. And I don't know if I would go, I wouldn't want to be called, a rad trad or whatever. But I'm relatively traditional in my theology, in my politics, if you want to go that way, right? Or even if not traditional, just broadly speaking, Orthodox.
You're back.
Small O.
Nice to see you again.
Orthodox Catholics.
What are we looking for today?
There is a serious concern about there being far too much. So the Pope's hammer is wielded in a lopsided manner. Let's put it that way. That yes, absolutely, I will say, given what we have seen and given what he has said, especially given the fact that I'll note this as well. When Bishop Strickland said basically that the Pope was the anti-Pope and that we should go be Protestant, basically, he said it on October 31st. I mean, there's no way that the timing of that was a coincidence.
Thanks for stopping by.
That he said this on Reformation Day. There's no way. Like, that was either him intentionally being all Protestant about it, or it was some kind of divine providence. It was God trying to remind the rest of us to stop being like him. It's one or the other. It's either a statement by him or a statement by God. Maybe both. Oh, God. Here we go. Got it. It was a difficult position of joysticks.
Revelio.
So there's that. And so this isn't at all to say that the Pope was anything but absolutely right in disciplining him. And especially in making said discipline
lead to Hogsmeade
public and obvious. He got possessed by the demon of Protestantism, Zwing Luther Cal. Yeah, yes, I mean, look. Maybe I don't know if I'm developing a reputation for this, but I hope I do. That I am very, very willing to accept a demonic explanation for things. That I do think that there is an argument to be made that demonic oppression, probably not possession, but certainly demonic influence of some manner, is at work here. Because otherwise it is genuinely hard to explain why an otherwise so faithful Catholic would go so far afield. And I get it. I understand frustration with Pope Francis, and I understand even like I was saying that the Pope is so quick to punish someone like Bishop Strickland, who goes much too far in a sort of conservative direction, but is very reticent to punish someone like the various German bishops who are doing what German bishops often do. Right? That it's there seems to be an asymmetry there. And even I would say that the German bishops are probably being worse. They're probably doing something worse. Right?
Who lived here, I wonder?
Oh, hi. There's a bunch of Ashwonders here. I meant to just go and pick this thing up, but fine, whatever.
Defender, found ya.
Oh.
Levioso.
You're no match for me.
Accio. Incendio. Protego.
That's the stupid one.
Alright, there's a bunch more of them that I need to take care of, so I guess let's. But yeah, I definitely won't rule out,
Someone there.
What have you? Time for some assistance.
Depulso.
Petrificus Totem!
no. Reduct, no. Are there more? I assume there's more.
Confringo.
It says there's more. I guess they're up there. Yeah, I do think that in general the German bishops stuff, the stuff that they are doing, the promulgation of liturgical error, not just liturgical error, but outright heresy, doctrinal theological heresy rather than ecclesiastical errors. That is probably far worse than what Strickland was doing, primarily just because they're portraying themselves probably untruly, but maybe not entirely. But they're certainly portraying themselves as very, fully and truly Catholic, and not just Catholic, but in the I'm super trad Catholic kind of thing, but portraying themselves as in union with the Pope. And so they are, in that sense, they're also slandering the magisterium. And so I do think there's a serious danger there that is being largely neglected, at least for now, and maybe that's not permanent. Maybe this is a long process, but it does seem to be gravely neglected by Pope Francis and by the episcopacy generally. Right? There is a kind of casual disregard for the various heresies and errors of the I'll say the German bishops generally, but to understand that I'm not limiting it to a specific set of bishops in Germany. I mean that kind of the kind of overly permissive, progressive kind of Catholicism, that sort of thing. Where is the last one? Right here.
Incendio.
Here we go.
Bombarda.
That didn't help at all. There we go. Got it.
If only Professor Fig could have seen that.
Phoenix says the German bishops have been cunning. They haven't called the Pope homophobic, yet they're able to avoid his ire. I think that's true, and I think that this is where the left, broadly speaking, well, let's call it the liturgical or the theological left, the German bishops, the Father James Martins, those sorts of types, are very careful.
Revelio.
Because they'll be very careful not to. They'll practice strategic ambiguity. Let's put it that way. Right? They're very careful not to commit strongly to obvious outright heresy. They'll make their statements in a way that could be, maybe not reasonably, but in theory could be interpreted in an orthodox way. Now, they obviously don't mean anything orthodox by what they're saying.
Must have been quite
But
this time.
it's at least possible for what they're saying to be interpreted overly charitably as orthodox. Whereas Bishop Strickland saying that the Pope is an anti-pope cannot be interpreted any other way. And so the traditionalists
would be proud.
The right, broadly speaking, because this also applies to the political right in general. This is why I think even the political right has such practical problems as far as getting the message across. We, meaning the right or the traditionalists or whatever, tend to be very bold in what we have to say. We tend to state our views very boldly and very straightforwardly, even when doing so is going to draw ire unnecessarily. Right? Whereas the left knows that they can't get away with that. The sort of including both the liturgical left as well as the sort of ecclesiastical left and the political left. They know they cannot simply get away with saying what they mean, and so they're a lot more willing to talk around what they mean and to hedge on what they're saying in such a way that you know what they mean, but it could be interpreted in a charitable way, right? And so they can get away with it much easier. This is the same pattern that you see with, James Martin, for one, this is the very clearest example of this. He says that he essentially gives both premises of a syllogism. That, for example, that it is homophobic to not accept the sexual orientation of same-sex attracted. And premise 2, that the Catechism does not accept the sexual orientation of the same-sex attracted. He just doesn't tell us the conclusion of the syllogism.
Looks rather dark in there.
And so he gets away with saying it.
Never stopped me before.
You're here.
Because you can, not reasonably, but you can interpret him as saying something completely orthodox, as merely making suggestions, yada yada yada.
Incendio. Protego. Stupefy.
Do not run away. Intend to
Defender. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Defender.
Oh.
Confringo.
I missed?
Incendio.
What is that? Oh,
Accio. Defender.
there we go.
Accio.
Kidding me.
Expelliarmus. Confringo.
There. There. All right. Anyway, I do think that's... I mean, like, you can parallel this, not just to James Martin, but you can parallel this to the sort of cultural left in the political sense, right? You get...
You're here. Good.
You get leftists who refuse to be upfront about what they're promoting. That you get this in like stuff surrounding the drag queen story hour stuff and things like that. Or recently, I had a conversation on a just sort of shitposting page, just comments back and forth, but conversation nonetheless about hormone blockers for children. Which, I mean, basically, whoever this page was, I forget what. I wish I could just tell you, but I don't remember what. But one of these shitposty pages that I follow said something about it. Posted a meme something about how I'm glad I wasn't a tomboy. I'm glad I was a tomboy back in the 90s when that sort of thing wouldn't get you pumped full of hormone blockers. Hardy hardy har. But and then somebody said, well, they don't prescribe hormone blockers for children. You're just making conservatives are just making stuff up to be mad about. And it's like, yeah, that actually does happen. They're like, yeah, not without a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. So I'm like, that's That's what being a tomboy is in current year. That's the point. They're like, no, it's a diagnostic. It's a diagnostic criteria. Blah blah. Blah. And so basically, they're hiding behind lots of carefully constructed. There's a term for this. It's not thought terminating cliches, but it's related to that. It's a similar point. They'll hide behind jargon. Right.
I believe one of
Careful
Slytherin's
manipulations,
students
as you say.
stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them. So I must assume it's still here.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
I
it's kind of Mott and
mentioned
Bailey.
earlier,
Yeah.
This relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne.
I mean, take a
need to see
liturgical
her.
example, right? Take the question of deaconesses, of ordaining women to the diaconate, particularly to the permanent diaconate, as distinct from the priesthood, right? Because they don't want to push for the priesthood, at least not yet. That's been too recently dogmatically declared. For now, it won't get overturned, but they're still trying for it. But they're not going straight for that. They're going for the diaconate. And so what they say they're pushing is for an office that was common to the early church, that was for the purpose of helping women to prepare for baptism, that were called deaconesses, but they did not receive holy orders. They didn't receive the laying on of hands, right? And so because that is a sacrament that's exclusively for men. But they say that that women should have the exact same rights and privileges and responsibilities as male deacons. But no. But I don't mean that they actually receive the sacrament. No, nothing like that. No, that's not what I mean. It's a jumping back and forth between Mott and Bailey.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
Getting squonkies. Turn that down. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, all right. Okay. Yeah, let's go in.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect.
Chair's been having problems.
By the
lately.
way,
Gotta
Ominous has
fix
been
up
asking
the
about you didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
rotation
I didn't.
mechanism.
I
It's off
promise.
center or something.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Yeah, I bet. He does not care for his ancestor. The catacomb assignment yielded more than I'd imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something I could not ignore. In an area beyond the great room, which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Let me guess. Sebastian is going to remove it. Because we're not prohibited from doing that. We're just not supposed to be here at all.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Levioso. Defender.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps
mean-
that was it.
Accio.
The rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah.
Do spiders
they are
count?
Insects.
Don't start.
Revelio.
That's just baby spiders.
Accio.
We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Confringo.
Not that one. That one over there is just infested with spiders. I'm not going to open it.
This room is taller than it looks.
Levioso.
Come on, don't be like this. Whoa. I don't know how I'm able to grab the edge of it like that, but whatever.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
I thought so, yes. Onward. What did I get from that? It didn't show up as anything.
Accio. Incendio. Defendo! Defendo!
I think I'm Posioned.
Confringo! Revelio.
Yeah, I'm being Posioned.
Accio.
Nothing of interest. Which way do I go? I think that's the obvious way forward, so let's go the other way. Obviously, as one does.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
A lot of spiders.
Defendo.
Gotcha.
Confringo.
Rid the world of all this grass. It no longer feels like a tomb.
Revelio.
I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems. Often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly. We'll be fine, though.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a cool chest.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Is it lovely?
Outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
Bombarda.
Okay.
Revelio.
Did you hear that?
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Get us some bones. I don't know where the bones gotta go, though. Over here.
There's something here.
More bones! This seems disrespectful.
Revelio.
Mentioned the relic, reminded to leave it where it lay, told by, chosen by English oak wands, a powerful intuition. Therefore, while no one's looking, I acted, conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic, used the very bones as the key. Okay. Plan to return it, but first I must ready myself. Okay, yeah. Next assignment, Imperious Curse.
Wingardium Leviosa.
So the bones are the key. Not much I could have guessed, and did guess. In fact, I was doing that. But yeah, it does seem deeply disrespectful, you know?
Bombarda.
Ooh. What's in here?
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
I think once I get Imperio, I'm gonna have to switch out my my spell sheets. Huh.
I need to find a safe way across.
Lumos.
Oh, wait.
Confringo. Lumos. Incendio.
That didn't help me at all.
Lumos. Accio.
That kind of worked.
Lumos. Accio. Defendo. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Accio.
Come on.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
All right, neat.
Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
Can I light these little braziers? I'd like to do that.
Confringo.
Did that work? No, not at all.
Lumos.
Okay, I have to do this the...
Accio. Defendo. Lumos. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay. Did that work? Am I done?
Bone bridge complete.
Yeah, okay. That's rickety, alright.
Accio.
Well, now the torches light themselves. Could have been convenient 5 minutes ago. Ah.
Accio.
Done. Cool puzzles. Oh, by the way, I should mention, I think this is a conversation that happens to be going on right now in a group chat. That the Curse of Strahd game that I started playing, but then stepped away from for a while, they're almost done. They're basically at what should be the boss fight against Strahd, the big bad evil guy. The problem is, they did what player characters do, and they made a very bad decision that is going to terribly influence the NPCs that they care about, in the world that they care about, in a very spectacularly, almost hilariously bad sort of way. I don't want to give too much detail because I don't want to spoil too much if anyone has not but wants to play Curse of Strahd. But basically, they did something to tremendously piss off Strahd, which makes perfect sense. It's totally fine if they're going right into the lead up to the final boss fight. It's totally fine. If you piss off the final boss and then you go kill him, great. You're doing your job. But if you piss off the final boss and then go hang out with your buddies in town for a night before fighting him, he's gonna be mad. You know, he's gonna do angry, evil guy things. I'm just saying.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions
if it isn't the
plans to
consequences of my
return for the
actions.
relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end.
I know, I've already
Let's
opened it.
divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed.
I already opened it.
Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
Come on, Sebastian, what are
It
you
does
doing?
mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius curse.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
I already opened the door. Yeah, Erica says, who is the DM for that game? This is after they did something else to tremendously piss off Strahd before they went to piss him off in the most recent activities. Yeah, there's.
Of course. I'll start to search
Oh,
for those
gosh.
barricades.
Brilliant.
Man, it's the
There's more
whole.
to this than even I imagined.
It's the whole player characters not refusing to understand or reconcile with the.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's
With the
diary
consequences
mentions
of
the
their
Imperious
actions.
curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, If you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Yeah, let's do it. I do want to know how he knows it, though.
Where did you learn the Imperious curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you.
Honestly,
It's
that's
not
really
exactly
impressive.
Something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
It's actually really impressive. Honestly, this is the worst of the 3 unforgivable curses because it does so directly overshadow and impact the will.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
Yeah, honestly, the Imperious Curse is by far the worst.
Focus your arms movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
Crucio, the Torture Curse, is probably the next. And then, honestly, Avada Kedavra is not that bad just because it's the Killing Curse. It's for killing. So, you know.
Troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Okay, let's refiddle this whole category to basically dark arts. And then this one can be Arresto Momentum, Flipendo, right? Because oh wait, no, I already have Descendo. Arresto Momentum. And what don't I have? Armis? Yeah. There we go. Up, down, disarm. Wait. Uh-oh. I goofed it. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so that, and let's go with Expelling Armis. No, let's go with Bombarda. I love Bombarda. Bombarda's good. It's a great spell. There we go. Alright, cool.
Confringo. Imperio. Descendo. Confringo. Accio.
Oh, I do need Depulso. So let's make Depulso. There.
Revelio.
Alright, what have we? There's more spooters down there. But yeah, I mean, look. When you're that willing and ready and able to piss off the big bad evil guy, let's go down here first.
I try.
When you're that willing and able to piss off the big bad evil guy, yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Let's
Imperio.
Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
Crucio.
That spell got my attention.
Dindo. Bombarda. Protego. Superbike. Descendo. Confringo.
hey.
Divindo. Superbike. Bombarda.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Revelio.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Confringo.
appears some of these stone tablets have 2 rune symbols. That has to mean something.
Oh, I could just walk through those. Okay. Just waltz on through those webs, I guess. Yeah, spoopy spooters, man. The death throws they do are admittedly rather upsetting. The twitchiness. Yeah. I don't like the twitchiness of spiders. Like, that's the thing. I have mostly gotten past my arachnophobia. I've talked about this before. But I've mostly gotten past my arachnophobia, but they're still, you know, they're not my favorite thing. Spiders.
This catacomb has suffered decay.
They're not my favorite thing.
Just as the student summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
And I'll say, like, if I did encounter a spider the size of a small car, yeah, I might die. Not even because it would eat me. Just fear. Just die from fear. That's a real possibility. So, Phoenix says we need more D&D villains like Strahd. We've gotten to the old age of 25. My wife is pregnant, so I'm old now. Yeah, that's true. That is basically when it happens. I realize it's better for everyone to be less overpowered, but everyone fights dirty. I mean, yes, but at the same time, when I run Strahd, I do run him as basically overpowered. I basically increase his spellcasting substantially. Alright, so it's the 2 boxes and the circles.
That worked. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Alright, so the Triskelion and the circles. There we go.
Revelio.
More Bordens. What's that one? Triskelion and the Swirly Whirlies. Where's the Triskelion? Over there. Oh.
Revelio.
Well, I'm... okay. Don't... Alright, the boxes and the Swirly Whirlies. Here we go. But yeah, I do make Strahd a bit overpowered. Partially that was just because my player characters at the time were pretty darn overpowered.
Nicely done.
They were high level by the time they were getting to the ending, and they punched way over their weight just due to magic items and things like that. And one being a paladin with a legendary sword. So, you know, that kind of thing. Spooters.
Imperial. Descendo. Bombarda. Protego. Stupefy. Crucio.
Oh, well that didn't work.
Accio. Incendio. Springo. Defendo. Defendo. Levioso.
Squeesh!
Springo. Incendio. Incendio. Defendo.
Did I just explode Sebastian? My bad. But regardless, yes, Strahd, that is actually... You're right. You're right, though. Despite me making him relatively overpowered in terms of spellcasting. I think I upped him to like a 17th level caster because I gave him Wish for plot reasons. That was entirely plot reasons, though. Not entirely, because I did want him to be able to, like, Meteor Storm everybody if they decided to go on the roof or whatever. But yeah, I upped his spell casting.
All that for nothing.
But
Don't give up yet.
But yes, Strahd fights dirty. He does absolutely not fight fair. There's no way. Interesting. That's horrific. I hate it. The relic contains abundant potential. Its possibilities could benefit not only wizard kind, but the world. But the dark sacrifice involved to release its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian, the relic. Look.
There it is.
Could it be?
Please don't grab it. He's going to grab it, isn't he?
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
Yep,
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
Erica says, I have five level 10 players. I bumped them up a little and changed the stat block of his minions to make them stronger. Hasn't helped, really, other than making them burn resources, which is really the goal. Yeah, that is actually the goal of any DM, it's not to kill the players, it's to burn through their resources and make them struggle. It says, but even as written, if Strahd wanted to TPK the party, his raw stat block would do it if the DM doesn't take the cowards route. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, Strahd, especially with lair actions, there's no way. No party can actually win. Like, if you put a group of level 20s, they'd have to get very, very lucky to be able to beat Strahd in the castle with him fighting the way he ought to fight. It is next to impossible to actually beat Strahd. The only way that you can beat him is because of his various character flaws, and so if the DM is playing him like a smart baddie, an entirely perfectly competent antagonist, he will win. If instead the DM is playing him like Strahd Van Zarovich, then he can lose, even if the players cannot win, if that makes sense. He is stronger than any party. But he can be weaker than a party if he makes mistakes, if he allows himself to be defeated in some way. No, you know what? It's a Slytherin thing. Soren is ambitious. He doesn't have the kind of avoidant behavior of incredibly dangerous, obviously evil magic items that any sensible character should. I'm not used to playing a character who's not genre savvy, but Soren here is not genre savvy, so here we go.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft.
By the way, if you tell him not to, he will anyway.
I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
Phoenix says, Strahd is a genius and you have to roleplay in order to beat him. It's super cool, and it shows what tabletop RPGs are capable of. Exactly, yeah, it's... Oh, look, it's ominous. Look at me a little tiptoeing.
Is that ominous?
Yeah, don't know how I got here, but yeah.
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian,
here we go.
please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Oh no, please don't do this. Please don't do
How
this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
I mean, no, Soren would want to help him. He is trying to do the right thing. He's trying to help his sister, and he's gathering the power necessary to do it.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
What? No. Is he suggesting I just Imperio him so he can't stop Sebastian? Because no, I'm not going to do that.
Now that you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But I have another idea. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What is
Yeah.
it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
What's this? Monies. Alright, let's get out of here. But yeah, an antagonist that you have to defeat
Well,
based on their character is
I found a compromise.
absolutely
Ominous simply needs a moment
the
with you
peak
to
of
change
tabletop
his mind.
RPGs.
Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that.
Strahd is a
Tell
character
me.
to
We
defeat,
agreed on what was
not
needed,
just a stat block to
You
reduce
have
to
my
zero,
word.
right? You don't foresee your first party doing that? Yeah, the party you were playing in, you mean? The one I was DMing? Yeah, that's true. I mean,
All over again.
I don't know, they could have done it. They were very run directly at the evil NPC and kill him to death until he dies, but they did not do that immediately when Strahd first showed up, which was very big of them, really. Very big of them. Oh, your first DM'd game.
As we were leaving,
Which
Ominous
one?
wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
Which party was that?
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He
Like the
knew
party
we
with
couldn't give up.
in your homebrew
All of
world,
this
like with
is too
Orlin?
important. For Anne.
Oh, the current one. The current one. Okay, yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, they're rather direct, and they do kind of get that in part with Krogan contributes to that, but also when I was playing Random, that also that also contributed to their to our sort of way of approaching such things. I'm gonna turn you into an ox cart. You're an
Get to
ox.
Feldcroft. I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic.
Now you're an ox
She
cart.
thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset
Now
her.
you're an ox cart. I love this. Hey, kill the other guy.
Yes.
How nice of you to stop by.
Fringo!
Leviosa! You!
Defindo!
Accio! Incendio!
There we go.
All of Ranrock's loyalists deserve the same fate. Nice work.
Oh, right, the quest goes this way, my bad. Ox cart. I love how you can just transfigure random animals. I dig it.
Is somebody there? Hello? Not your best moment, I fear.
Freighter!
Boom.
Ranrock won't be stopped.
Accio! Defindo! Accio! Incendio!
I shall avenge your death.
Okay. The Feldcroft. Sorry, I got confused because you were saying my first DM game, like the first game that you DM'd, or your other Curse of Strahd game. That's all. I got mixed up. That's all. It happens.
Over there.
Remember,
by the
low wisdom,
hamlet.
high intelligence?
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Right, you seem to be.
Won't stop me. When are you going to give up?
Imperial.
I will make you pay. I won't be. I'm ripping and dying, are we? Rather unwise coming back. That intruder!
There's no way. Bombarder. We have to fight.
Keep out of Shaw's reach!
Protego.
To the right! Expulso! Got him!
They're closing in!
Just you wait till I'm on!
Imperial.
Very well.
You're not with here.
Christian!
Stupefy.
Be careful! Mind!
We've got them. They'll retreat. We'll make them retreat.
Sebastian, you fool! Stop provoking them!
I'm handling it.
I'm handling it! How dare!
This gets dark, by the way.
Imperial!
Yeah, that's pretty seriously dark.
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt.
There might actually be a better way.
Your
There
father
might
would
have
be
been other
ashamed.
ways of doing that.
You've gone too far,
That's
Sebastian.
the thing.
Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
There are probably other ways that you could have handled that. To be fair, I used Imperial like 3 times in that combat, so I don't know why he's mad at Sebastian, but
There was little time to react, but it was an unforgivable curse.
I acted in the moment. That's all. I shall make my uncle see reason. He cannot banish me from my own home, from my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May
Yeah.
I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
alright, Sebastian, we'll see you there. Wow, most of the stuff they drop is Wiggenweld potions. Whoa! It turns into the chicken thingy. I dig it. What if I hit you with it? Nothing happens. Okay. What about a pumpkin? What? You don't turn into a carriage? That's a ripoff. Serious ripoff. Oh well. Anyway, let's go talk to his uncle, shall we?
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
Well, that didn't go well. To be expected, frankly.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Inside the locked building.
Wonder who lives here.
Unfortunate. Everything's on fire, so... Yeah, alright, let's see what's next. Let's see what do we have next. First of all, talents. Dark Arts. Enemy under your control with Imperio curses other targets with each successful strike. Heck yeah. And then, killing an enemy with Avada Kedavra kills all cursed enemies. So once we get that, we can just basically wipe out the entire field. Nice. Alright, I'm going to save that point for once we eventually get Avada Kedavra. Heavily hair. Mostly junk. Mostly junk. I kind of like the sun hat, but no. Okay, correction. I like the sun hat, but it's not right for Soren at all. It did work really well, I think, for Timea, my previous Ravenclaw character. Really fit her bubbly aesthetic. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we can go do that. Go finish talking to Sebastian. I might actually wrap it up after this, before I continue going through the other companion quests. I may wrap a little early tonight, because I got class in the morning, all that. So, we'll see. I am going to go back to the castle, though. Now the question is, should I fly back? Getting to the Undercraft is kind of a pain, so no, I'm just gonna fast travel. There we go.
What are you up to now?
What in Merlin's name were you doing in the restricted section? What did you think you'd find there? Answers to your exams? If I discover even a trace of dark magic, I'll take you straight out of school, and that is a promise.
Why is that such a problem all of a sudden? Students just doing dark magic left and right.
Did you speak with my uncle?
Yeah, he's not happy. Not at all.
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh. That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
Yeah, so, that's actually an interesting question. What exactly is it in the Harry Potter world that defines dark magic? Is it just magic used for nefarious purposes? Is it a specific kind of magic? Is it, like, of a different fundamental nature? It's not actually made perfectly clear. Because it seems just like it's a magic that is evil, that is used for evil purposes, or something like that. It seems like a relatively informal, or at most a kind of nominal human category, rather than a like naturalistic category.
What
I don't know.
Did you mean
Hard to say. I'm not
send
sure.
Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you.
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions. a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. "This will keep you safe," she said. "It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since." That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it, or be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
Okay, if you insist. I don't know about that. He seems quite serious.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an owl when I have news.
Well, that's all I can do, you know? Alrighty then. Yeah, I do think I am going to wrap it up here. Because I do have an early morning tomorrow. I am getting awfully tired. And I'm still going to prep some things. Like I said before, I'm going to be talking about AI and stuff like that, and stuff surrounding that. So, complex topic. And it's not as thoroughly planned out as some of my other class discussions. So we'll see where it goes. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. Next time, we'll probably be doing one of these two. Starting off with one of these two. Let's start with Natty's quest next time. So put that there so I don't forget. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time. I always do. This is a wonderful game. It's a lot of fun. And I love joining up with you guys and doing this sort of thing. So, we shall see if I'm streaming Wednesday night as well this week. No promises. I'm not planning to. But if I've got the spare time, maybe I'll do a stream. Maybe I'll do a short stream. Maybe I'll stream something else. We'll see about Wednesday. Last week, it turns out that I didn't because that video was recommended to me from Wisecrack to review, the one on Nietzsche. If you haven't seen that yet, there's a link to it in the description. I had a fun time reacting to that, and it was not the worst thing I've responded to from Wisecrack, but it wasn't good. It was there were some serious problems there and some delicious ironies and all that. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly do recommend it. Check it out. If you want to help me continue doing what I'm doing, I always appreciate anything you can send me right down there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. Every little bit really helps, so anything you can, I appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. So I'll see you all next time, probably next week. And remember, until then, don't be safe, be well. More importantly, be good. Good night.